Good morning. I woke up like this. I'll just give it a few seconds, minutes before we get started. While we're waiting, I'm going to turn it away for a second. I really got to get used to facing the public when giving words of encouragement. And honestly, it has more to do with the fact that it's not about me. So, all the selfies and self this and self that. But when you are called to speak a word or give a word or just use the gifts that God has given you, you have no choice but to obey. Morning, Alicia. Thank you for joining. You missed it, but I woke up like this. I attended a beautiful wedding last night. My niece got married, and it was absolutely beautiful. So I'm feeling very inspired and just woke up refreshed and wanted to share a few things with you today. The topic is meditation. Is it demonic? And I'm just going to give it a few seconds. Got a couple of other people that are wanting to get on. Hi, Natalie. Thank you for joining. Hope everybody's having a beautiful Saturday, you early risers. Okay, well, rather than just stare at each other, I'll go ahead and get into it. Meditation. Is it demonic? Are you demonic? There has been so many things that are blessed that have been demonized. Whether or not something is demonic or evil or of the devil has more to do with the intent of the heart than the issue itself. Certain things in and of themselves are not demonic. Again, it has to do with the intent of the heart and the motivation. Let's look at stealing, for example. If someone is stealing from the grocery store to feed their family, is that demonic? Is that evil? And I'm talking literally poor, impoverished, have no money, no resources. You're stealing food at the grocery store for your family. Is that demonic? And these things are not a matter of opinion. David stole the showbread because he was hungry, and the father did not consider him to have been demonic for doing that. Now, the religious people in the church at that time, they probably would have stoned him for that, but based on what I read, God was cool with that. Killing. They say that there is a time to kill. If you're murdering someone in cold blood just because you want to, right? That's demonic. But we do know that even God himself instructed the children of Israel to completely kill and murder those who were raping and sodomizing and murdering villages and towns. He told his people to go in and kill them all. Don't leave anything or anyone standing. So we know also in Scripture that the Father has instructed his people to kill. So is killing demonic? Killing in and of itself. I personally don't endorse killing of any type. I don't have the authority to tell anyone to kill anyone. but I just know that it is written and that the Father himself instructed people to kill at times. There were people that were killing, the Crusades and the Knights Templar and all that. These were man-made causes and men telling other people to go kill. The wars, some of the wars that we're having right now. So no, killing in and of itself, self-defense, right? Lying is lying in and of itself demonic. Lying for the sake of lying, lying to save your behind, cover yourself, lying to take advantage of people and manipulate, of course. But we also know that Rahab lied to save some lives. Now I'm pointing these things out just to make a point that it has to do with the intent of the heart. So the topic today is about meditation, whether or not meditation is demonic, because I've been hearing things out there, meditation and yoga and these things are demonic. You know, stay away from that. Don't read that. Don't do this. Don't do that. That's demonic. Everything's demonic. So just because you said it's demonic, that's going to make me go study it and research it and find out for myself. And I can only share with you my personal experiences and what I have come to find. Now, you are also responsible for yourselves and whether or not you research and look into things. Don't take my word for it. I am sharing with you what I have found, but I admonish you to study to show yourself approved, a workman who need not be ashamed, who can rightly divide the word of truth. You must study for yourself, okay? But I am here to help. So, meditation was actually in Scripture. There are many, many scriptures that touch on and talk about meditation. And I cannot go into each and every one of those for you today, but I did select a few to share with you. And before I get into that, understand that meditation is our way of quieting and silencing our minds and our hearts and our spirits so that we can hear from the Most High. That's what meditation is. Prayer is when we speak to the Most High, right? Meditation, we hear from Him. Prayer, we speak to Him. So if our prayer life isn't working, if our lives are kind of out of order, if things are not going the way that we think they should and we're not experiencing certain things, possibly we don't have the formula down, right? Possibly we're having a one-way relationship with the Father, right? We're constantly telling Him what we want, what we need. Woe is me, this happened. And trust me, He wants us to do that. But after you lift up and render up all these prayers, are you going to wait and listen for the answer? Okay? Psalm 19:14. Let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Father, my Redeemer. Okay? There's meditation right there in Scripture. Psalm 119:15. I will meditate on your precepts and fix my eyes on your ways. You're meditating on the precepts of the Most High, right? And fixing your eyes on His ways. So when you're sitting there in silence and you're meditating and clearing your thoughts, you are thinking on His precepts. You are asking for the Spirit to join you in helping you and assisting you to let the words of your mouth, things that come out of your mouth and the meditations of your heart, may they be acceptable in His sight. We need help with that because the Word says our thoughts are evil continually, right? And in the issues of the heart, so a man speak. What comes out of our mouth is what really who we are, right? When people get intoxicated and start talking, they're actually really saying things that they don't have the courage to say. They call it liquid courage. They're saying things that they would not normally say because they've altered their spirit with the spirits of alcohol. So we want the meditations of our heart to be acceptable in the Father's sight. All right. Then, may my meditation be pleasing to him, for I rejoice in thee. Philippians 4:8. This is the last scripture that I'll share with you regarding meditation. And this is paraphrasing because I'm not reading it from there. But basically it says, my brethren, my beloved, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honorable, whatsoever things are just, pure, commendable, if there be any excellence in anything worthy of praise, think on these things. So whatsoever is lovely, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are of a good report, meditate, think on these things. So meditate on, think on what is good, what is positive, what is uplifting. All right? What is joy? What is peace? What is happiness? Meditation in and of itself is not demonic. But there have been people who have their own agenda that want to kind of corral us and guide us into a specific behavior that would benefit them. So anything that would bring you closer to the Father, obviously we're going to kind of get pulled away from that, or don't read that, don't touch that, don't say that, don't do that. Yoga in and of itself is not demonic. Meditating in and of itself is not demonic. And I do continue to repeat myself sometimes because you have people joining and kind of catching the tail end or the middle of it. So again, the topic was meditation, is it demonic? Again, it has to do with the intent of the heart. And for those of you who don't know, I authored my first book. It's called Heart Condition, From Religiosity to Relationship with the Creator. It is available through my publisher, Westbow Press. It is available on Amazon, iTunes. You can get it on Nook, Kindle, ebook, and any retail wholesaler. But the title is what I want to focus on, Heart Condition. Your meditation has to do with your intent. Is it coming from a good place? Is it coming from a positive place? Is it coming from love? Or are you meditating on evil? Are you meditating on revenge? Are you meditating on unforgiveness and bitterness and just downright evil? Our thoughts can be evil continually. A lot of that has to do with our experiences in life. We have been betrayed. We have been lied to, cheated on, hurt, abused, emotionally and physically. When you are born into this world, you are coming into a world of trouble and a world of sorrow. And your experiences from childhood on up begin to mold and shape you into the person that you will become. So your mentalities and your thought process and how you see the world and, your worldview is impacted by your experiences. All right? Whether you had a very good upbringing, doesn't necessarily have to be a two-parent home. You could have a two-parent home and they both cussing and fighting and beating your behind on a regular. That's not it. So a two-parent home in and of itself isn't a good thing. You could be a single parent and be raising your child with love and compassion and even be able to discipline your child, as a single parent, and your child is very well rounded and becomes a productive citizen of these United States. because of the intent of your child rearing. So I won't keep you too long on this Saturday morning. I just want to cast down some myths and some false teaching and preaching out here. All these things that are being called demonic, you know, I'm sorry, listen, I am seasoned. I won't say my age, it's really not that important, but I'm not claiming to be an authority of any type. I'm just telling you what my life experience has shown me. And I can share that with you because I've learned from it. I have been through so many different explorations in trying to find myself and to find God. So I'm just sharing with you some things that you need to know that will help benefit you and open up opportunities for you to get closer to God. And it's not that church isn't a good thing. There are some good churches out there. I do know some very, very beautiful, sincere pastors and first ladies personally that are out here grinding and trying to undo some of the damage that has been done with church hurt. But that's a whole nother message for another time. I just want to share with you that it is okay for you to meditate. It's not demonic. It has to do with the intent of your heart. Be careful about how you meditate, who you are seeking to get meditative practice information from, like these guided meditations and things like that. I just personally believe that you don't need all that stuff. Just start somewhere. Scripture is really a good place to start. It's not open to private, interpretation. If you're coming to read with the right intent, I do believe that the Spirit, the source, the all will guide you in your meditation, especially when your intent is to be better and to help others, right? And to help this world. I believe if we all take some time to meditate in a positive way, we will then put forth positive energy, and we will be bringing a positive spirit to the world, to your workplace, to your family, to your children, to the people at the grocery store, in traffic. So try to meditate on what is good, what is lovely, what is honorable, commendable, and of a good report. Until next time, thank you for joining, and I will talk about the power of prayer next time. Take care.